Social Security for all, with monthly checks for everyone. That's exactly what they're proposing right now. And I'm going to show you the details in just a moment. But here's what nobody's telling you. This isn't actually about Social Security at all. It's something completely different, dressed up with a familiar name. And whether you love it or hate it, you need to understand what's really going on here. Because this could affect your benefits, your taxes, and your financial future in ways you might not expect. Let's dig in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tony, and I've spent over 9 months analyzing federal benefit programs, retirement policy, and economic legislation that directly impacts seniors and everyday Americans. I started this channel because too many people are confused about the programs they've paid into their entire lives, especially Social Security, disability benefits, and retirement planning. My mission is simple: cut through the noise, break down the proposals, and give you the truth about what these changes actually mean for your wallet. No hype, no politics, just facts and real-world insight you can use. Now, before we jump in, I want to hear from you. Just give me a simple yes or no in the comments. Do you like this idea of Social Security for all? Do you even like the asterisk name, Social Security for all? I'm going to scan through the comments section to see what people are thinking. Just a quick yes or no helps me understand where this community stands. Drop your answer right now. All right, so here's the situation. There's an article circulating right now, and to be fair with you, the people who wrote it are pretty extreme, somewhat radical even. I'm not going to share the entire thing because it's way out there, but I'll show you a screenshot so you can see what they're proposing. If you want to read the full article yourself, just go to Google and type in Social Security for all. You'll find it. But be warned, it's pretty radical. Here's what they're actually talking about. Universal Basic Income. That's what this is. UBI. Now, this isn't a new concept. We've heard about this in various forms over the last several years. But let me break down what they mean by Social Security for all. The whole idea is sending out ongoing monthly checks to everybody across the entire country and slapping the name Social Security for all on it. I don't love that name. The idea of ongoing monthly checks, okay, maybe. But even that approach probably isn't very effective. And the name itself, that's where I have a real problem. Here's why. Right now, across the country, there are multiple Guaranteed Basic Income programs, also called GBI. These are somewhat similar to UBI, but very different in one key way. GBI programs send monthly checks to a specific group of people: low-income individuals, seniors, people with disabilities. It's targeted, but what these folks want is to send checks to asterisk everybody. That's universal basic income. And here's the problem with that approach. You've probably heard the old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. Same principle here. If you give everybody $1 billion, guess what? Everybody's at the same level they were before. The person who has $10 to their name right now becomes a billionaire, but so does the guy with $10 million. Now he's got $1 billion plus his $10 million. My point is, we're all in the same place, except now we've depleted our money to nothing. That would be hyperinflation, which obviously isn't going to happen, but you get my point. Universal basic income doesn't actually solve the issue for the people who need help right now. However, guaranteed basic income can be very effective when it's targeted to seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income individuals who genuinely need it. Now let me tell you what I really dislike about this proposal. There are a couple things I like about the idea of ongoing monthly checks, but only if it's structured as a guaranteed basic income program. Money's sent specifically to people who need it: seniors, people with disabilities, low-income individuals. That I can support. That's an idea I can get behind. But this Social Security for all, where everybody gets a check? No, I cannot support that. Here's why. The guy down the street pulling in $400,000 a year, sitting on a couple $1 million in his 401k or investment account, he doesn't need a $1,000 or $2,000 check every month. He's doing just fine. But the senior living on $10,000 a year? Absolutely, 100% they need that help. The person with disabilities living on SSDI or SSI benefits, earning just over $10,000 a year? Yes, we can get behind that. That's something worth supporting. Here's the part that really bothers me. They're calling it Social Security for all. That's not what this would be. But they're branding it that way. Why? Because everybody understands what Social Security is. It's a program that sends out checks to millions of people every month. It sounds familiar. It sounds safe. People hear Social Security for all and think, I get that. I want a check every month. But when you say universal basic income, a lot of people are confused. They don't know what that is. That's the strategy here. And I find it offensive. Here's why. Social Security is not a handout. It's not free money. Seniors and people with disabilities earned their benefits. They spent 20, 25, 30, 35, 40+ years working, getting taxes taken right out of their paychecks to fund Social Security so they could receive benefits later in retirement. They paid in. They put in the time. They got hosed for years with those payroll taxes, and now they're getting back what they earned. That's completely different from a universal basic income program where everyone just gets free money. Do you see the difference? One is earned, the other is a handout. And calling UBI Social Security for all strips away the dignity of seniors and people with disabilities who actually worked for their benefits. It doesn't honor the decades they spent grinding, working, paying in, and sacrificing. That's not cool for seniors. That's not cool for people with disabilities. If they want to do a universal basic income program, fine, go for it. But don't call it Social Security for all. That name is misleading and disrespectful. So what does this mean for you? First, understand what's actually being proposed. Don't get distracted by clever names. If someone says, Social Security for all, ask yourself, is this actually Social Security, or is it something else? Second, stay informed. There are tons of proposals floating around right now. UBI, GBI, all kinds of programs. Know the difference. Know who benefits. Know what it costs. Third, protect your actual Social Security benefits. Make sure you're maximizing what you've already earned. Check your Social Security statement online. Make sure your earnings record is accurate. Understand when to file for benefits to get the most money possible. And fourth, if you genuinely need help, look into targeted assistance programs that already exist. SNAP, Medicaid, housing assistance, energy assistance programs like LIHEAP. These resources are available, and many people don't even know they qualify. Don't wait for some grand universal program that may never happen. Take action now with what's already available. All right, I want to hear from you again. Do you think this Social Security for all idea is good or bad? Should we call it what it really is? Universal basic income? Or do you think the name doesn't matter? And most importantly, would you support a targeted program for seniors and low-income individuals, or do you think everyone should get a check? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. All right, everyone, that's it for today. If this was helpful, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It's 100% free. Just hit that big subscribe button down below. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, whoever. Get the word out. And next time, we're breaking down the Social Security mistakes that could cost you thousands. You won't want to miss that. Thanks so much for being here. I truly appreciate your support. Check out the other videos in the library, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, enjoy, have a good one, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.